Let's move away from the Labour front. Let's take it to Parliament because the minority says the government will struggle to reach a consensus with the International Monetary Fund, that's the IMF, regarding the abolition of the 15% VAT on electricity. They argue that the government's only recourse would be to seek parliamentary approval to reduce expenditure and offset the revenue shortfall.
The Ministry of Finance, in a letter addressed to the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, and the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NEDCO, announced a 15% VAT on electricity, which was to apply to residential electricity customers above the maximum consumption level specified for block charges for lifeline units. The move formed part of the government's revenue strategy to generate revenue and support the IMF-supported post-COVID-19 program for economic growth. However, the organized labor of the Trades Union Congress kicked against the policy, forcing the government to suspend for further engagements. Speaking to journalists, the ranking member on the Trade and Industry Committee of Parliament, Yusuf Sulemana, says the government's negotiation with the IMF to withdraw the tax would not yield any positive results.
Nobody should trust this government when they said that they are suspending the emission taxes and the VAT. You know why? At the very beginning, before they came to Parliament to read the budget, IMF gave them two conditions. One, you're going to charge 0.2%, okay, on the GDP. And whatever value you get, reduce expenditure by that in the budget. Or you impose taxes that will give us 0.2% of GDP. Choose one. And they decided to go in for the imposition of taxes. Now you have come to read the budget without reducing expenditure. And now you're saying that you want to do away with the taxes. IMF will not agree. The only thing they can do is to come back to Parliament and say that we are reducing the budget expenditure. we are reducing the budget by this quantum of expenditure. Okay? Then we can now say that the taxes will be collapsed. Either than that, there's nothing we can do. And so this suspension and what have you, as I speak to you, they are seriously engaged with the IMF, begging them. And the IMF will not tone down. They've given you an option A and option B. You decided to go in for option A. It's not working. And you have already utilized option B. So you have to find a way of resolving it.
He also took a swipe at the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Baumia, over his proposed policies.
For somebody to be able to lead and lead well, one important thing is credibility. One important thing is integrity. And my brother lacks all these virtues. And so I don't see him as a leader.
But his proposal to scrap the emission levy, the new levy, and other taxes, if given them, that should be...
What is he waiting for? He was part of the process that imposed this on us. He should apologize to Ghanaians and say that what we have done is wrong. And so today, we are abolishing them. He shouldn't wait to become president. So we should wait when he becomes... he says that he wants to abolish them, then Ghanaians vote for him and he comes to say that, oh, no, I don't think that I should abolish them. What do you say? And he's done that before. This is a man who went around saying that he's going to build senior high schools in Zongo communities. Where are they? This is a guy who said that all communities and villages in this country, in the first 2 years of the administration, will be given toilet facilities and water. Where are they? So he lacks the credibility. And so when he talks, like my good brother ABF Hussein will say, when Baumia greets you in the morning, you have to look at the position of the sun before you respond. When he says good morning, don't respond. Look at the position of the sun before you respond. That is how this man has reduced policies to. That is how this man has reduced leadership to. And we are worried. I'm worried not just because I'm a member of the NDC or I'm a Ghanaian, but I'm also worried because he's a northern brother.
Some members of parliament also shared varied opinions about the presentation made by the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Baumia.
Look, we wouldn't allow anybody to come to this country to deceive us again. If you claim that you were not part of the team that worked in the past, why should you claim that you were the person who did or you were the person who carried out all those flashy programs that you were mentioning? We know him to be a promised man. By a promised man, he always promises, but he doesn't deliver. So all that he said yesterday, we know is the usual rhetoric. It will never work. Ghanaians have seen him. What hasn't he ever said in this country before? Well, you remember he told us in 2018 that at a point in time, all Ghanaians above 18 years were going to be, they will go and open bank account for them. Do you have a bank account from any government?
He says that having Momo is a form of bank account.
You can't be deceived like that. You can't be deceived like that. Momo is not a bank account. Having a Momo is not a bank account. So is he saying that the many people in this country who are not hooked up to Momo, they are not Ghanaians who should benefit that? Did he tell us that he was going to have various forms of bank accounts? So these are issues that we should be looking at. This man will no longer deceive us. We are up to the task. We will look at him. Ghanaians are watching him. You understand? Ghanaians are watching him. Even if he thinks we are downtrodden, at least we have the elite society in Ghana who are watching him seriously.
Look, even the laptops, there's a serious matter. We will raise it on the floor. Where are they getting the money from? They are taking the money from the common fund, which is meant for development in the various districts. So when you look at the formula that was brought to Parliament last year, they took 750 million Ghana cedis from the common fund meant for development of the assemblies. That is why most of the assemblies are not doing anything at all. And this year, they intend to add another 750 million so that they will have 1.5 billion for the purchase of those laptops. So it's just a matter of telling the assemblies that for purposes of elections, we want to win votes from the secondary schools. So we are diverting resources meant for the development of the district assemblies for the purchase of laptops for the students. But that issue must be interrogated properly. You know why? They are saying that they are replacing textbooks with the laptops. So if you give the laptop to the student, which contains all the textbooks that student will need in school, and then there's something wrong, it develops a fault, where does he get the textbooks again? Or assuming it is even missing, where should he go for the textbook again? That is why even in the advanced world, when you go in the schools, they have ICT centers and they have the textbooks there. So if your textbooks is loaded, it's embedded in the laptop for you, then you know students and people and then laptops. Somebody steals your laptop. The person goes away with all your textbooks. So how do you get textbooks to read again? How would you do it?
And then he also confirm and believe in him that given the mandate, he will be able to lead our country to where we are all desirous of seeing. So for me, it was important. Impressive. Yeah, that is his view. That is his view, and he explained. He explained that he's what do you call it? A mate on a trotro driven by a competent driver. Given the mandate, he himself would do something different. Yes, for me, it's significant, and many people will not be able to do that. Many people will not be able to do that, to look into your boss's face and tell him that I'm going to be different, I will do this differently. That is a mark of boldness.
And from Parliament, my name is Ni Ayikwe Okine for Citi News.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom with me, Vivian Kai Loco. When we come back, Renal Patients Association disputes CEO's denial of deaths during Kolebu Teaching Hospital closure. Do stay with us. We'll be right back with our story and many others.